Doing training is a given. You don't train, you're not going to improve. But there's a need for doing elite training. It asks more of you. I want to use a personal example from my own life. I'm an Army veteran. I was in the Army in the 1970s, and I was an infantry officer platoon leader. So I wanted to do my job better. So I signed up for the Elites Army Ranger School that the Army offers. All right. It's a leadership course. I participated in it in 1976. Well, it teaches superior skills, obviously, uh, such as the consequence of death. Like when we really know the consequence of the profession that we're signing up for, then it helps us know what's most important so that we can make decisions around what's most important. But what's most important isn't just about ourselves. So this is another aspect of elite training, especially this course, where you're learning about perceiving your situation beyond your individual self. So toward the team, toward the nation that you're protecting, uh, having selfless service, you might say. So that's also a very important aspect of what's important and understanding how the consequence of death informs how you behave. Another is that in the infantry, which is what we teach and learn in Army Ranger School, has a lot to do with infantry because we use patrolling as a medium for teaching leadership. So it's particularly relevant for what I was an infantry platoon leader. So the infantry, they become very intimate with the terrain that they're in. And here we can start seeing some parallels to the mental training that we do, the importance of body-oriented mental training. So when soldiers are patrolling along the terrain toward their objectives, they go into this stop-move cycle, just like we have the stop-move cycle in climbing. They can stop, do a map check, you know, take a break, perceive the environment, think things through with new information that they've gathered, for that last segment that they walked, and then re-engage and move toward the objective. So the stop-move cycle. A particular mission that the infantry has is gathering information. So they will travel to an objective to set up what they call an LPOP. Okay, stands for listening post, observation post. So here we can really see how this is aligned with mental training. Listening post is able to do active listening. Okay, so they're converting just hearing what's going on with active focusing of attention so they can listen and really hear what's going on in the present moment. And observing, they're not just seeing using the sense of sight, they're engaging attention so they're actively seeing or observing. This puts their attention in real time, in the present, on what is going on in the environment around them so that they can bring that information back to the intelligence officer. Now, elite training has a creed. And here, the Rangers have a particular creed. And so I pulled off a few elements off of here that we can help understand how elite training translates to your mental training. They're doing your mental training more completely, more effectively. So one is, and I'll just read it off of the creed here, is I volunteered as a ranger. Okay, volunteering. There's a value in volunteering. You're not being forced to do something. You step up. You say, I want to do this. You can see how relevant this is in your mental training. You want it to be volitional. You want it like, I want to do these drills, daily so that I can improve my practice. Another is, I have to use my glasses here. A ranger is a more elite soldier who arrives at the cutting edge of the battle. The cutting edge. Mental training isn't about just, sitting in your comfort zone. You need to get to the edge of your battle, to where the doubts are occurring, to the edge of your comfort zone. We have an exercise in our training called the most interesting space. Well, where that is at the edge of your comfort zone, where you're getting into the unknown. So you need to go there to see what's possible and allow yourself to be transformed. Okay, the next one is, I always keep myself mentally alert, physically strong, and morally straight. Okay, so here we can see in elite training and in your mental training, you need mental alertness, so that you can perceive the situation accurately. You need a fit body so that you can move through a challenging situation. And you need a disciplined behavior so that you follow through with what you intended to do. Okay. Next one is, I shall defeat the enemy on the field of battle. Okay, on the field of battle. Mental training is not about just reading books and thinking about these topics. It's about action. It's about the experience. That's the field of battle. You need to be in the arena, so to speak. And finally, I display the intestinal fortitude that's required to fight on the ranger objective and complete the mission. Complete the mission. This speaks toward commitment, right? What is your commitment to your life journey, to your life mission? Mental fortitude, if you can work on that, it can help sustain your commitment toward what's important for you. So this elite training, it asks more of you. Set inspiring goals, things that you want to move toward in your life and in your training, in your climbing. And then set daily practices so that you can take those incremental steps that where you can arrive where you want to arrive at. Okay. So take an elite mindset approach, mentality for how you do your mental training. That's the lesson.